All right, we're back. We got... Let me check. Okay, restarting for some reason seemed to make it work. We're back, folks. We're doing something very weird today. I did this earlier today, actually. I had such a good time. I want to do it again, which is we're going to drive some trucks. It's such a strange combination, but it turns out that driving trucks and talking about TypeScript is a very, very nice combination. And yeah, this is what we're doing. We've got a few viewers on YouTube. We've got a few people coming in on Twitch. Let's rock and roll. Greetings from Lithuania. We're heading up to Bergen, I think, in Norway. That's where we're off to. Could turn down the volume just a touch. And I think we're good to go. So folks, you're in the cab with me today. We are driving around some pretty nice looking scenery. I'm a TypeScript developer with like 6 years of experience at this point, I suppose. And no TypeScript, no game. Yeah, skill issues maybe. Alright. Make this game in TypeScript challenge, jeez. What, like in the TypeScript playground? Good lord, no. Ooh, nice bridge. So yeah, man, I mean, the point of this format is for me to chat to you guys. To get to know each other. To hang out. TS road trip, baby. TS road trip. Code trip? I don't know if this works. So hello. Hello, hello, hello. I got my notifications on my laptop on. That's no good. So, pre-commit versus CI, TypeScript versus JavaScript, JS doc. By the way, look what we're shipping. We've got a beautiful yacht here. Look at this. Yeah. I can't be in this view too long, otherwise I will crash. But yeah, that is what we're shipping today. Fun. For those that don't know, I do have a course out. I've got a book that I just released, and it is totally free. It's Total TypeScript Essentials, and you can find it on Total TypeScript. So we are... Ooh, look at this pretty roundabout, eh? God damn. Very nice. Damn, this is actually really pretty, you know. It's my first time driving up in Norway. Let me see. Nice. So yeah, ask me anything, folks. This is the format. We're driving, we're chilling, we're relaxing. Golang or Rust. Two languages that I have no opinion on whatsoever. When I worked at Vercel, I worked on a product called TurboRepo. And TurboRepo was written in Golang, but originally written in Golang, but they had quite a lot of issues with it, so they ported it to Rust, and that port has taken, I think, quite a long time, and may still be ongoing. So they certainly thought Rust was the play. But, you know, ES build in Golang, SWC in Rust, both seem pretty good to me. Woof. Jeez, I'm way over the limit. Is this a toll bridge? There we go. So yeah, this stream is like... I just had this idea for this yesterday, and I thought, damn, that would just be really relaxing to pay attention to chill out with. I want to check my Twitch quickly. Yeah, ETS2. It's great. I love this game. So... Matching minimal Git repo? What you talking about? What you talking about? Oh, I've got branding on here. Ooh. Well, that's annoying. I'll have to deal with the branding. No, man, I've got a wheel in front of me. It is very, very nice. Anyway, to get the suggestion of keys of an emit type, like emit my type some type key. Yeah, emit by default is not type safe, right? You can emit keys that don't exist from... you bugger off, car. You can emit keys that don't exist from objects, basically. And that's kind of by design. They had... It was about 50-50 whether they would implement it strictly or loosely, and they ended up implementing it loosely. That was because about half and half of the community wanted it strict, some wanted it loose, and so they ended up doing it loosely. Meow. But yeah, there is a way of doing it. You basically add a constraint on the type parameter of k, I think, to make it key of the other thing. I could show you if I weren't trucking, but currently I'm trucking. General thought is that TS is a bit overwhelming, kind of daunting, almost looking back at developing of JS, just for the straightforwardness of it. Yeah, I mean, it is a whole new language, you know, it's a whole extra thing on top of JavaScript. I think it's pretty... How would I describe this? I think that if you know JavaScript, you can figure out TypeScript pretty quickly, because TypeScript doesn't try to deviate from JavaScript all that much. But yeah, I mean, it's a big cost. But I mean, I don't know, man. I just love working with TypeScript, and the feeling that it gives me makes me never, ever, ever want to go back to JavaScript. Whoa, look at this bridge. Oof. Good God. So that's what Norway's like. I need to go to Norway. Good God, beautiful. It's funny, someone was asking about Effect TS earlier. Effect is, I think, pretty good, but Effect is just enormous. Absolutely enormous. I think they probably export more functions than, like, the entire DOM. The entire DOM, you know, like query selector, like window, like there's probably more of Effect TS to learn than there is DOM APIs, which is huge. I've got a wheel in front of me. Can't quite see it, but it's just there. Pays off after 1 week of working on a project. That's how long it takes to get the damn thing compiling and bundling properly. It depends. I mean, I guess I've got a setup where I do all my stuff in a monorepo, and if I need to create a new project, I just copy and paste something that I've already got, and it's right there, got all my setup for me. It really doesn't take that long to get started, honestly, especially with like Vite or something like that. You guys are doing great. This is great, great comments here. What are the caveats of having a project in a monorepo, especially ones that deal with TypeScript? And where's my... Did I exit here? Okay. You've got a project that you want to work on. Oh my gosh. Up we go. Cutting that corner super fine. Good lord. My truck is kind of crap, actually. I need a better truck. Oh, I didn't indicate that. Damn it. Right. Monorepo. You want to have a React Native and Nest stack within a monorepo. So, okay. Caveats. I mean, I love monorepos. I'm not going to lie. I love, love, love them. And I think there are more caveats to not using monorepos than there are to using them. Because you're going to have to do a lot of updates, a lot of coordination between updates between your backend and your front end. And actually deploying your backend and front end as one unit has just so many benefits that you just cannot get if you're doing them in separate repos. So a React Native and a Nest.js stack, I mean, yeah, I mean, it sounds good, you know. You put them in 2 separate folders, use something like Turbo Repo to coordinate them and make sure that you're only deploying the right stuff at the right time. Sounds good. Caveats? I mean, any monorepo is going to come with extra configuration, extra tooling, extra complexity, but I think it surfaces complexity that you are already having to deal with. You know, just in your multi-repo setup, I think. You was thinking about getting the TypeScript Wizard complete volume, but a bit confused about how advanced it is. I already have quite huge experience already. I'm looking more into patterns. Yeah, it's going to definitely be good for you. The complete edition is basically like super duper wizardy stuff, mega wizardy stuff. I was actually recording another exercise for it today. It's been going for about since December 2022. That's how long it's been out, and I think freshly updated, apart from advanced patterns, freshly updated all the way to. I just missed the. I just missed the rest stop. Yeah, let me just reverse. It is freshly updated all the way to the latest TypeScript, which is sweet, and it's mega advanced. Like, you're gonna get something massive out of it. Either it's the deep focus on generics, or it's the advanced pattern stuff, you know, that kind of thing. We are driving to Bergen in Norway. It is now 6:14. Pretty sure that my delivery finishes about 10 AM or 5 PM. Yeah, here we go. So I've still got 11 hours to deliver it. What's my sat-nav saying? Sat-nav will wake up in a second. I might as well fill up on petrol as well while I'm here. Yeah, I've got 5 hours to go. We're definitely going to get it. Basically, yeah. At whatever level you are, unless you're mega wizard, then you're going to get something out of it. Recently had a TypeScript ESLint not recognizing SvelteKit's runtime page server load types. No, I've not had that. Not had that. You're also in Norway? No way. Where are you? That's very exciting. First time driving somewhere that actually has someone there that I actually know. Let's rock and roll. Head out of here. It's now 6 AM. Alright, cool. Near Oslo. Oh, cool. Where are we then? We are... Let's take a look where we are. Stavanger. We're not going near Oslo. We're going straight up to Bergen. Up on the basically the northwestern point of this whole map. Very cool. Alright. Yeah, that is a super specific one. Not sure I can help there. I know that TypeScript ESLint does use TypeScript server for some things, so it might just be... I don't know though. I also don't use Svelte, so... Someone was asking me earlier though, like, if React just sort of gave up the ghost, you know, if you could no longer use React for whatever reason, would you be happy? Yeah, I'd be perfectly happy. Absolutely fine. Svelte is banging, Vue is banging. Might be going on a Vue podcast soon. Oh, so give me questions, folks. I know you're in the chat. Oh, we got a little... Oi, oi, oi. There we go. No, I've got a wheel in front of me. It was extremely excessive, silly investment, but oh my god, I'm so glad I have it. It's just like... just makes the whole game, to be honest. Oh, look at that. Stop using this banging term. Banging? It's like... I mean, I've said that for probably my entire life. It feels like a proper Britishism. And by the way, folks, I mean... any football fans out there? Because England absolutely smashed it at the Euros last night. The Dutch were nowhere to be seen. It was beautiful. Already your favourite chill stream? Nice. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Thanks for joining along, Tech Support. Tech Support. Is that a pun on tech support? Because if so, that is an extremely good pun. You hate watching? It's very good. It's very good pun. Well, it's sad to hate watch. But actually, no, it isn't. I sometimes hate watch football. Most of the Man City games are hate watches. You hope Spain beats us? I think that's fair. I think we're getting less likeable, you know? Whoa, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh my gosh. Okay, I mean, so much for a chill stream. I really nearly went off the bridge there. Woo! This is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Hope Spain beats you guys and your terrorist football. Oh no, my yacht, man. It's coming home. It's coming home. How can it not come home, you know? You're watching as a Swiss. Oh. So I'm also a Formula 1 fan a little bit. And I'm very happy to beat the Dutch because Max Verstappen, who is the best Formula 1 driver in the world right now, is a horrible little rat boy. I don't like him. And it is very nice to see a Dutchman lose, or 11 Dutchmen, in fact. But folks, we need to be talking about code. Because if we're not talking about code, you know, what are we even doing here? There we go. Alright. God, this is beautiful, isn't it? Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I should not be speeding through these tunnels. I do not have the control. Look how beautiful this all is. This road is gorgeous. I was saying to the other streamers, a Lewis fan? Absolutely a Lewis fan. Absolutely. George Russell, wonderful. All the British drivers I really like, actually. Lando, so funny. I like a lot of them. I just don't like Max. Max can bugger off. The Dutch supporters were awful to start a fight right before in some bar. Oh god, really? Beating up English supporters. Yeah, that happened with the Serbian fans too. That is grim. What coding books have had the most impact on you? Oof. So I did used to get into coding books, but I haven't recently. The things I really like are talks, actually. And I really want, that's a good one. I really want to know what coding talks you guys have made a big impact on you, because I think there is so much wisdom out there that I'm just not quite tapping at the minute. A lot of what I'm doing right now is just teaching a language. And because I'm teaching a language, I do sometimes end up teaching sort of patterns in that language, but mostly I'm just teaching the principles, its behaviors, what it does. But I think my long-term goal is to... Oh, jeez. Calm it down. These roads, man. That is grim. Eventually I want to get back to software development. That's my first love. It's a great gig. Being an IC, individual contributor, I want to get back to that. And so, give me your coding talks, because I want to get better at software development. That is my plan. Type Hero. Like it, feel it's too removed from what you do day to day. Yeah, you've got to be really careful. I've not used Type Hero really since Christmas. Since my baby was born, actually. When they did the advent of TypeScript. This is something I was really careful with the book and with my courses, is that you want to be teaching stuff that's relatable to what people do. Using Zod over just regular TypeScript, you've got to use Zod for specific things. Like, people go crazy with Zod because they feel like, finally types at runtime, and they just go nuts with it and apply it everywhere. And they use it kind of almost instead of types, which is not what it's supposed to be for, right? It's a schema validation library, and schema validation libraries, you use them to validate stuff that you don't know what it is. If you're creating an object, right, just in code, or passing it to a function, that function doesn't need to revalidate what that object is because it knows it because it's in a closed system. Zod is for when you have things in that system that you don't know what they are. So user inputs, stuff coming in from webhooks, stuff coming in from, you know, API inputs, that sort of thing. So Zod should be at the edges of your application, not all through it like a stick of rock. Had a situation where discriminated unions, but the prop should be coming from another union type. How do you make sure the props should be one of those values? And I've got to read that. No, I'm not getting your question. Not getting your question, I'm sorry. Whoa! Limited to JetBrains ID? I didn't see the previous thing, so... Ask me the question again. Oh, jeez, did I just whack that bloody trailer again? I'm losing so much money to crashes. This is unreal. You guys are asking too many good questions, that's why. It's raining again. Always raining in freaking Denmark. What is happening? If I start teaching Svelte, currently I've only taught stuff that I've used for like a long time. I've never used Svelte professionally, never shipped an application with Svelte. I did meet Rich though. He is very, very nice. And he's such a good public speaker. Oh my god. I remember watching the Svelte Runes video and just thinking, wow. Like you could sell anything, you know what I mean? Like he's just so relaxed and such a good communicator. Oh my god. Incredible. Plan on trying new languages? Kotlin? Yeah. I mean, Kotlin is like... It was actually Jared Palmer at Vercel who was rhapsodizing about Kotlin, just loving Kotlin. He built some service in Kotlin or something and was just going crazy for it. If I ever needed to work in that sort of area, then I probably would pick it up. But to be honest, I love TypeScript, man. Like, I'm not that much of a polyglot. I really just invested in TypeScript and JavaScript early on in my career and just kept pushing. Really only know 3 languages. My first job was as a PHP developer. I did a tiny bit of Java to, I think, build an Android app for my students at the time. But really, I'm just a JavaScript kiddie. I love it as well. You can do anything with it. It's great. This sort of stream's a great spot to slip in some cheeky accents. Absolutely, tech supporter. Absolutely. Wait, have I still mapped my honk button? I need to remap my honk button because you're absolutely right. If I can't honk, I'm leaving a lot of equity on the table, as they say. Parking brake. Where are we doing? Horn. Air horn? What's the difference between horn and air horn? Let's just try horn. Alright. How do we make sure status in following is one of type? Yeah, I see what you mean. You're trying to basically say... Hey! Lovely. You're trying to make one type kind of like rely on another type or be constrained to another type. TypeScript sort of doesn't work that way. You declare one type and then you create another type. I think what I would encourage you to do is derive one type from the other. Is to say you've got this discriminated union that has a type property of like init and loading and whatever, and then instead of saying, okay, make the discriminated union match the string union, you say derive the string union from the discriminated union. That might not be how your code works, like you might not have control of all the pieces, but that's what I recommend. Let's go. How are we doing in terms of viewers? Oh, nice. There's about 50 of us. This is very nice. I've not even posted this anywhere, actually, so I probably should do that. This is, we're kind of doing this until my wife gets home, I think. Yeah, you're watching me driving a truck. It is surreal, I know. It is surreal. But the fact that it exists, just be thankful, you know? Be thankful. You never knew you needed this, but now you do. So, folks, give me questions. Give me questions. Oh, jeez, 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 jeez. I need to sort out this freaking truck. Euro Truck Simulator while talking about Typescript is great. Yeah, it is crazy. I had this idea yesterday and I thought, I've got it. Oh my god, it's an underground roundabout. Good god. Good god. What is happening there? We're about 2 hours from Bergen. That's where we're heading. I think England will beat Spain. That's my feeling. It's written in the stars, you know. We're like Croatia from a few years ago that just like kept being down and down and down and then finding our way back. We got Bellingham, we got Foden, we got Saka, we got Watkins. Speeding a fence, come on. I've lost like $2,000 this trip. Clone of me on Dart. Yeah. I nearly got a job doing Dart at one point. Upcase thing I posted on Instagram. Talk about how that actually works behind the scenes. LinkedIn, yeah. Yeah, I don't post to Insta much anymore. Yeah, so the uppercase type helper in TypeScript. Basically, you can pass in any literal string, and it will return an uppercase version of that string. So you pass in lowercase mat, it will pass uppercase mat. And this is on the type level only. But it turns out if you just pass in any string, or just like the type string, it will retain the uppercase part of it. So if you have like a function that takes in an uppercase string, then you can only pass in things that are all uppercase. Same with like capitalize and lowercase, and I think that's it. And that to me is just so weird because... Ooh, nearly knocked that pole over. If we think about what uppercase is doing in that case, it's really hard to work out. So there must have been a special case that they added into the compiler to make this work. So I'm just really impressed that it works. I feel like if I asked the TypeScript team to give us HKTs, high kinded types, very nicely, we might just get them this year. I have zero influence with the TypeScript team. Zero influence. I do not have any power with those guys. They have all the power. I don't think any of my suggestions remotely matter to the TypeScript team, and I'm absolutely fine with that. These turns here are great to drift in. 150. I mean, I'm still so bad at controlling this truck that I can't even deal with that. Ooh, whoop. Ah, undershot. There we go. I do have a cat. I've got 2 cats. My cats are called Patch and Bandits, and they are rescue cats. They're about 6 years old. We've lived here for about 5 years, and we're moving soon too. And they were very, very shy when we first got them, but they're just beautiful now. They're so friendly, so happy. Still shy around, you know, new people, and still a little skittish sometimes, but never clawed us, never bitten us. Amazing with our baby as well. Just so nice. They'd feel really bad to say no to you. No, they would not. They do not. The TypeScript team do not, like, I don't know how it's possible to run a project like TypeScript, really. It is, you have so many people who rely on you, so many people that you either need to integrate with or demand that they integrate with you. You have 11 years of code just sort of sat there, you know, 11 years of legacy. Oof. I don't know how you make changes to a project like that. I don't know how you do your day-to-day job. They have no responsibility to listen to me. I am not very familiar with the TypeScript compiler, and I wish I was more familiar. You look at people like Anderist Rake on Twitter, who's my ex-colleague, and he's so knowledgeable about the way TypeScript works because he spends a lot of time debugging the compiler, making PRs, making issues, or fixing issues. He really gets it, and I wish I knew more about it. Love to hear a couple of videos on topics like getting a remote job, stuff like after learning web development, steps you should take on your own journey. Yeah, I'm not an expert on getting jobs, you know? Like, I haven't applied for a job. Obviously, I'm independent now, right? So I don't really have an employer. That's why I'm able to do this during work hours. And oh god, I just honked. Honked instead of cruise control. Sorry, C thing or whatever. Yeah, I'm not an expert in, so I've never had to apply for a job in the current market. And the current market is pretty wild, right? Pretty wild. And it's very different from the market that I first started up in. All right, actually, I don't know whether it's different or not, I have to say. When was the last time I applied for a job? 2021, maybe? Yeah, maybe 2021. Woo! Uppercase type help is so weird. If you define the return of a function as uppercase and use string to uppercase, it throws an error. Yeah. Or rather, it shows an error, that's what I like to say. Yes, I imagine that's true. You probably need to do some sort of as there. It's because uppercase doesn't actually match onto, or rather the uppercase type helper doesn't match onto the runtime behavior like at all. Hey look, we're nearly there. 15 minutes to go. 15 minutes of in-game time, which is faster. Let me turn these thingies off. JS-only codebase make me puke. I was thinking about this, and I asked this on Twitter the other day. Would I want to work on a codebase that was only JavaScript, and would that in fact make me not want to take the job? And not only is it, yeah, in this imagined scenario, it's JavaScript only, and they're not interested in moving to TypeScript. Would I want to work there? I think for me personally, the answer is like an obvious no. Absolutely not. Even if the money's, well, I mean, if the money's super good. If the money's crazy, then I would probably find a way to do it. But honestly, the answer, if the money would have to be pretty bloody good, you know? Oh god, where have I got to go here? But I'm interested with you folks as well. Like, obviously there are going to be some like JavaScript only people in the chat, but I think it's a pretty reasonable position to want TypeScript as part of the job, you know. What's the best place to put your types in JS only codebase using JS for types? Best place? In a JS doc only codebase, you probably do want to have declaration files, .d.ts files, and then, oh god. Yeah, you probably want .d.ts files, because, and then you want to have the tsconfig settings skip libcheck and set that to false, because skip libcheck basically disables type checking on declaration files. So that's where I would put them. This isn't, yeah, it's very weird, isn't it? Very weird. Come on then. Let me in. Let me in, yellow car. I've got a delivery to make. Thank you.
It was a nice ride.
Okay. Now, where the hell am I dropping this? Where am I dropping this? Maybe it's around the side. You originally bought the full bundle? Nice. Yeah, this week I gave away a bunch of the new materials. Here's where I've got to park it. Okay. So I released a course this week, which is Total TypeScript Pro Essentials. And Pro Essentials is, I mean, calling it a beginner course is pretty reductive, I have to say. It's kind of like the criticism that previous Total TypeScript stuff got was that it was too advanced, basically. There was just too much. God, it's hard actually selling my course while parking a freaking trailer. Yeah, they was too advanced, essentially. And people were like, I'm not sure how I can apply this. Give me something that's a bit more... Oh my god, I'm tempted to just... oh, bugger this. Bugger it. Oh, horrendous. Yeah, it wasn't accessible for some people who are earlier in their TS journey, absolutely. It was great if you were wanting to build a library, wanting to work on generics, wanted to do advanced patterns, that sort of thing. But I wanted to make something, and Total TypeScript kind of indicates that it's supposed to be everything. And finally now it is everything, which is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea of the new course. My setup? What kind of setup? You mean the camera, all this sort of stuff? A lot of this thing is like, I mean, I've got this mic. Mic maybe costs like, mic in the arm probably costs like 200, 250 quid. Thank you, Marco. Camera was a fair chunk. Hello, Nathan. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, God, this is so fun. It's fun to do a stream where it's just like, the entire vibe is just chatting. I don't have to think about code. I don't have to think about any of that stuff. We've got to choose our next job. You always make optional chaining whether on TS or JS. In TS, should I handle them or just fine to use optional chainings? I do have one of those editing keyboards as well. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve editing keyboard. I don't use it I use it a little bit for my YouTube videos. I do a lot of automated editing. I have a lot of scripts that I use. I've never tried the multiplayer mod, no. Never had anyone to play with. Alright, we need our next job. Right, Almeria to Porto. Okay, so Bergen's locked in. We got Bergen. We could go back to Denmark, but I'm kind of sick of Denmark, I have to say. Vaccines from Aberdeen to Brest. Kerosene from Vienna to Bialystok in Poland. Well, this is all unexplored. That's a good contender. Got to get there for Sunday. Trip distance is 12 hours. Yeah, that seems possible. Although that's a heavy bit of kit. I guess it doesn't actually count as heavy. Maybe kerosene. Switzerland. Yeah, okay. Where are we? Czech Republic? Switzerland. Yeah, I haven't actually explored Switzerland at all. So there's anything like going through Strasbourg or anything? Strasbourg to anywhere. Stuttgart. Zaragoza. Ooh! Stuttgart to Turin. That looks good. Florence. Yeah, let's go Strasbourg. Oh no, Stuttgart to Turin. Backhoe loader. Let's rock and roll. I think I've just been in the Norwegian fjords, I have to say. Let me have a look. Let's where's this map? Yeah, is that about as... Oh, I guess this is fjord country, isn't it? Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, I think I've just been pretty fjordy. There's some fjordy stuff just there as well. What's up? This is Euro Truck Simulator 2. It is mega discounted at the moment. Mildly fjordy. Yeah, I think we've been in Fjordy land, I have to say. All right. Yeah. Backhoe loader, Stuttgart to Turin. Let's go there. Navigation, quick travel, Stuttgart, baby. We're off to Switzerland.
Never mind.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. A real TS developer always plays Euro Truck. I mean, I am a real TS developer, I suppose. And I'm just answering some messages. Wow. It's a lot of sales, actually. Jeez. Jeez, jeez, jeez. Lots of blue smiley faces. I appreciate it. Now, I'm just going to change a quick key binding. Because... keys and buttons. Where's my world map? Close my window. So yeah, folks, give me some questions. We're chatting. Tone controls. Audio player world map. There we go. Bam. Worldwide type simulator. Do I care about DX? Yes, I do care about DX. I care about DX an enormous amount, actually. And a lot of my career has been built on... yeah, I need to fix this truck. A lot of my career has been built on caring about DX a lot. What's a good way of saying this? I think if you care about the DX of your fellow devs, you are well on your way to becoming a senior developer. If you really care about it, if you put a lot of focus into understanding what they need, what they want, and you understand how to unblock them, then honestly, I think I'm much better at giving advice about how to go from like mid to senior than I am to get your first job. I know a lot more about transitioning from junior to mid because I had, and DX is developer experience. If you think of like UX as user experience, DX is developer experience. And DX can be as diverse as improving someone's DX can be as important as getting your CI working better, your continuous integration platform, making sure people have errors when they need, improving the way that you commit code, improving your workflows, even like giving people nice libraries to work with, building nice libraries within your company to get people working. Yeah, I mean DX is everything really. Yeah. Whoa. God, this is quite a nice little zone, isn't it? I'm so over the limit, jeez. Yeah, developer experience. And yeah, I think if you've got an idea of what good DX is, then you can build experiences for people who you're working with, and that ends up being extremely valuable in a decently large company because you can not only improve your own velocity, you can improve the velocity of everyone who you work with. Massively important, hugely valuable, and actually a reason that I started with TypeScript. My TypeScript origin story was I was working on a React app, and we needed we had 20 different table components, all for expressing different types of data. And I wanted to make this easier to author and put it in one spot so styling could be applied properly. And so I basically made a React component that needed a fair little bit of hardcore TypeScript, but not that much. And this was in a JavaScript project. I set up Webpack so it could run TypeScript just for this one. Is this where I need to go? Yeah. Just for this one component. And I made a generic React table component. So my first ever piece of TypeScript code was advanced. But it was great because it just meant that people could drop in this table component, and this app that we were building was all freaking tables. And I would do some things differently now and make it a bit more composable, decompose parts of it. I know a bit more about APIs now. But yeah, I mean, just having that meant that all the developers we were working with got great autocompletes. There were JS.doc comments everywhere explaining what everything did. Yeah, it's great. Your TypeScript, really? Your origin story involved table abstractions too. Nice. So folks, let's keep chatting. We've got about 43 people knocking about. That's very nice. Does that sound right? Yeah. I want to carry on for another maybe 10 minutes or so. And then we'll call it a night. I've got an England match to prepare for. I know it's in like 3 days, but... Tech support. What a great name. What do I think about Rust or low-level language with dynamic and static stricted types? Can you give me that question again? 14. Is this the right way? I think so. Yeah, give me that face. Give me that. You were rewriting in TS a game engine that you made for college in JS. Damn. So, something that I think a lot of people don't know about me is that I never went to university for computer science. I did a drama degree and then a master's in voice and singing teaching. Should Southgate be sacked? No matter what happens on Sunday. What? What? I think Southgate, if he wins this final, there's an argument that he's England's best ever manager. And I think actually he is England's best ever manager. Alf Ramsey didn't get us to, you know, what is it, 3 semi-finals, 2 finals? Oof. Oof. We got some... Oh, man. Can I add an option to pay with Bitcoin? I don't manage the Total TypeScript platform. Yeah, in Iran, that's really tough. Can't buy a course. Pirating is the only way. Yeah, I mean, if you're in Iran, I'm not sure that Stripe works in Iran. So you got to find a way to get the course, and you know, you got to do what you got to do. Where the hell am I? Where's the entrance here? Watching you while you're building better tools. Yes. Honestly. Building better tools for your team, that's what it's all about. That's when I've had my most fun as a developer, really. Building great tools. Has he got us those finals, semi-finals, or has the EPL produced very high quality English players? Well, we could definitely have that argument. There we go. That's where we want to be. But I would say, would Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney, Beckham, not high quality players? They were pretty decent. How the hell do I... Yeah, okay, I've got an idea. Go back this way. And there was just a toxic culture around England. And Southgate came in and absolutely just fixed it. Fixed it. And it didn't happen overnight. Happened slowly. But I think he is a marvel. I remember when he first took over, you know, his previous job was like Middlesbrough or something. I was like, really? We're going to get that freaking Middlesbrough manager in to manage England? And he has been a freaking revelation. He has been so good. Nice. Look at that. Always maintain you're like the Guthrie Govan. Yeah, my friend was actually taught by Guthrie Govan. He went to... He did English and drama too. I mean, it's just overpowered. It's just like... Oh, Jesus, how the hell do I get out of here? Orval? What's Orval? Yeah, he taught my friend. Oh, really? Read English at Oxford. Yeah, no, my friend Jake is like, I mean, obsessed with him. You know, you come into contact with someone like Guthrie Govan, you're going to end up being like walking out as a different person on the other side. Like, he's just so inspirational. An extremely nice guy as well, as most very gifted people are. Spain this year just built different. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But I was listening to a podcast and someone was saying, you know, you take those players in that Spain team. Alvaro Morata. Would you take Kane over Morata? I think you would take Kane over Morata. Would you take Bukayo Saka over Lamine Yamal? Yes, you probably would. You know, before the tournament, yes, I think you would. Would you take Jude Bellingham over Dani Olmo? I think you probably would. You know, I think our players on their day are better. So I don't think we have much to worry about. I think we're going to smash it. England got the best team. Really? Oh, Ben. Hey, Ben. He's cursed, but he's cursed until he's not cursed, you know what I mean?
Keep right.
Let's see.
And then exit right.
I've just got a message I need to reply to. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you take Tony and Watkins over Morata. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think they're a more balanced team. I think we have so many issues with balance. I do, you know, my head says they're going to win, but my heart says, my heart and my soul says England are going to win. They've just got something about them. Do you have to write TS compiler in low level assembly? Hello, Mexico. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Please mind the speed.
And I don't think we're much better as well. I don't think England are much better. They're just a little bit better. But guys, we're talking about football. We're driving a truck. This is supposed to be a coding stream. Let's talk about some code. But then again, coding's boring to talk about. Where are you calling from, Mexico? Hello from Earth. Alright. Enjoy night. Bye. Orval is a tool to generate types from a REST backend, Swagger OpenAPI. Use those types in the front. Oh, jeez. Use those front. Jeez. In the front end. So you can use those types kind of like GQL to DAR for REST. Oh, sounds good. There's a ton of tools like that, though. Ooh, let's be in that lane. Yeah, aren't there a ton of tools like that? What's the differentiator of Orval between like TS REST or... I don't know, tons of tools do that. Oh, thank you. You like the UK accent. You can't code because pipelines take years to build, so here I am just waiting. Yeah. Tale as old as time, baby. Sorry, can't do anything. My thing is compiling. How terrible. That's another part of DX too, you know. You gotta make sure these workflows are smooth, that they run on other people's machines, that you're saving your engineers compute time. It is amazing how people will just sort of sit there waiting for something to compile that maybe is already compiling on a CI somewhere, you know what I mean? Do I know some word or phrase? I know gracias in Spanish, I think. Orval gives you ready-to-use 10-step query hooks. I mean, yeah. That's pretty easy to code gen, I have to say. As long as you know what the types are and you pass the... Ooh, did that go green? Yeah, it did. as long as you pass the right stuff, you can generate a lot of stuff pretty easily. Where are we even? We're still coming out of Stuttgart. Wow. Feels like we've been in Stuttgart like for my entire life. Hey, Jotso. How we doing? Will the police show up if you drive like a madman? No. I have like all the GTA settings turned off. No, there's no GTA settings. If you drive like a madman, you will get fined. Damn, Stuttgart's quite nice. I know I'm not actually driving in Stuttgart, but it feels like I am. Gracias, yeah. What's the word for striker in Spanish? I think the only terms I probably know are like football terms. Do you know how Dino or Bun built in TS compiler works? I imagine it works. Yeah, do I know a bit? I think there's been some chat about adding the ability to compile TypeScript to Node recently, and they're going about it in a slightly frustrating way. I still need to actually weigh in on the issue that was created, or the fork, I think. They're going about it in a way where they're going to, like, runtimes like Dino and Bun, they basically just strip the types. So you get some TypeScript code, you remove the types, and bam, you've got JavaScript. The issue is, what do you do with like things like enums, const enums, class parameter properties, things that only exist in TypeScript? Well, you've got to compile them too, because otherwise you're not really compiling TypeScript. And so they use something like SWC in order to get that to work. What? Yellow truck, are you really going to... Guys, just cut me off. Brutal. Delantero. I'm saying that quite Italian, but it's all Latin languages. So yeah, I think they just run like SWC, which is a Rust-based bundler. Really? Exit right? Okay. On the code, works really, really fast, and then they just run the resulting JavaScript files, kind of like what TSX does. Node is talking about doing the same thing. Under a flag, you would say like node experimental strip types, index.ts or something. But they're saying that they don't want to do things like enums, class parameter properties. And the impression I get from any time that I stumble on like a node discussion online, anytime that I like look in a GitHub issue, it feels like I've just opened an oven door. You know what I mean? Where it's like just this huge feeling of heat and yeah, it's awful. And there's so much heat in that discussion. It's just a discussion on how they might one day integrate TypeScript. It is bizarre. So that's how it works. Why would you use JS over TS? If you want your IDE to be 10 times worse, if you want less confidence about your code, if you want to go slower, if you want to ship more bugs, that's when I would use JavaScript. Randomized mock data in tests. You can get, I think, truly random mock data in tests will bite you at some point. If you can create randomized mock data with a seed, that's the best of all worlds, because you randomize it once, and then it means you can use it in snapshot tests, all that sort of stuff. So semi-randomized is fine. Dreambird. No, Dreambird language. What the hell is Dreambird? Never heard of that. If you're willing to go TS on the back-end node, why not just use Go or a language with built-in types and get the speed benefits? Well, it is actually pretty convenient to have your back end and your front end in the same language. Why could that be? Well, you only need to learn one language to contribute to both. JavaScript is not that bad a language to write a backend in. And the benefits you get from having both in the same language are massive, because you only need really one developer to work on a single project. You know, like, you can actually get visibility into the backend code. Because, I mean, backend, like, the sort of front of the backend, where you're not dealing with Kubernetes clusters and DevOps, that sort of thing, it's actually not that hard, you know? That's what I found. It's like, when I transitioned into being a more of a full stack guy, I had lots of questions for backend developers, like, oh, how do you deal with security? Well, you just write unit tests, you know? You just think of all the ways that someone might attack your thing, and you make sure that they can't do that. Okay. Well, that's pretty simple. And it turned out that all the questions I had about becoming a backend developer were pretty simple to answer. Oh, you just do that. Okay. Oh, fine. Fine, fine. Dreambird is the best language out there. Yeah, learning another language takes some time. It makes your company harder to hire for. If your entire code base, backend and frontend, is in one language, that's half the onboarding time. You can search for a very, very specific type of developer. That's why, yeah. Specification for an absurd language is pretty interesting. Talked about variable declaration. Sounds fun. Hey, Nitisick. Let me just check my messages quickly. Hold on, we are out of Stuttgart. We are on the E41, I guess that is. We're heading down through Zurich. Gonna stop in at Milan, and then go to a company just outside Turin. Very cool. Yeah, everyone keeps asking me about Effect. Effect seems fine. I think... I guess the question is, do I think Effect is good? Is Effect a thing you should sometimes use? Because I don't think that every project benefits from Effect. Oh, hang on. I think my wife just called me. 2 seconds. Hang on, 2 secs. Hello? Hi, are you okay? Hello? Hey, where are you? Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, go for it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah? No, that's true. Yeah, Kennington's better. Yeah, fish and chips sounds good. Fish and chips sounds phenomenal. All right, I'll see you in a minute. One large fish, one large chips will probably do it, or maybe 2 small fish. Nice. All right, see you in a bit. Yeah, we got ketchup. Oh, love you, bug. Fish and chips for dinner. Absolutely phenomenal. 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 We didn't get curry sauce. I'll text her about the curry sauce, yeah. Curry sauce, yeah. Don't worry, I text her. We always get mushy peas. We don't always get curry sauce. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kai. Oh, I'm hungry now. Oh, fantastic. Crisis averted. That would have been a crisis, absolutely. What were we even talking about? Ooh. Can I go this way? Yeah. Oh, phenomenal. On the road again. Just can't wait to be on the road again. Music. I'm into... I've been really liking the Japanese house recently. Or is it Japanese house or the Japanese house? Wait, please. Please. Am I not supposed to... Oh no, I'm not supposed to be going this way. Ah! Oh no. Right, if a car comes behind me, I'm absolutely screwed here. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! Oh no. This is hateful. This is absolutely hateful. I've got to reverse so far. I could just bust through, couldn't I? Okay. Things are already going extremely badly. How the hell did I end up in this situation? Okay, maybe I can just 3-point turn out of this. Okay, yeah. God, when things go wrong in this game, they go wrong, you know? Oh, good lord. Okay, so is this the way? Or here? Good god. Alright, here we are. Lo-fi jazz for coding. What do I listen to when I'm coding? I tend to be one of these people, actually, who listens to the same song over and over and over again. I saw that Aaron Francis does this as well. He listens to the same song for like 5 days. I can easily do that. Don't arrest me. Enjoying the course? Good. Thank you. Whoop. Oof. God, I'm so hungry about the fish and chips now. Oof, oof, oof. Alright. Josso. Server-side stuff involving sending emails, plugging together a few APIs, feels like it fits perfectly. Yeah, effect. That's what we talk about, effect. Yeah, I can definitely see the benefits to it. And it feels like it would... It is kind of like learning a whole new language on top of TypeScript, actually. I think it's maybe even harder than learning TypeScript is learning effect on top. If you're someone who loves to learn, I think just actually understanding about effect, looking at the way they tag errors and all that sort of stuff, that has, I feel like, made me a better developer, actually. Even just being exposed to a bit of effect. I think if you were to learn effect as a hobby project, you get a lot out of it. Definitely. Looking at things like dependency injection, proper error handling. It's really good. And, yeah. Do I think that... What am I trying to say? What should you use effect for? I think it should probably be for backend services, where robustness is absolutely key. I don't think it should be used on the front end. Yeah, I think it's fine. Flight Simulator in the next stream. Listen, this isn't mayhem. I'm trying to do my best here. Decorators? What are the best use cases for decorators? So there are two types of decorators in TypeScript. There's experimental decorators, and then there's normal decorators, ES decorators. And I call them ES decorators because they basically just made their way into JavaScript as a whole. So JavaScript has decorators now in stage 3. And ES decorators don't have as many capabilities as experimental decorators, but slowly they will gain capability. ES decorators, they're just like a function that wraps a method. I think at some point, like, ES decorators have very limited use cases, as far as I'm aware. They can only be for classes, or maybe even just for class methods. I don't use them that often. I don't think I even taught them actually in my book. Yeah, I didn't teach them in my book. I should probably add something about them, though, in classes. Yeah. But so yeah, I don't have a good handle on them, really. I don't tend to use them much myself. Looks like I've got to go there. Returning errors versus throwing them. Yeah, this is something that Effect does pretty nicely, which is it gives you type safety on the errors that you throw, because in Effect you don't really throw errors. You handle errors within a system. So it has this concept of a difference between an error and a defect. A defect is something that happens accidentally, that you didn't intend. But errors can often be things that are intended. And so I really like that. I think that's a great concept. And I wish that JavaScript itself had a concept. Am I going this way? Yeah. I wish that JavaScript had a concept of defects versus errors. That would be sweet. I think returning errors is a pretty nice solution, and I definitely do it for a lot of stuff at work too. I have a lot of scripts of like automatically editing content, of yeah, which requires me to error really nicely so I know what's wrong, relatively complex stuff. And so returning errors I found, and returning a specific type of error has meant I can do that really nicely. Before Effect you were experimenting with never throw, which gives you the either. Yeah. Yeah. I've actually seen never throw. That's cool. How'd you get on with it? Do you like it? Any piece of code you wrote recently that you're proud of? Yeah, I've been is this green? Yes. Where? So recently I put I have a lot of kind of experimental stuff on my like work laptop, experimental kind of. I do a lot of stuff with this thing called Shiki 2/, which is it's a method of basically annotating code samples to make them look really pretty, to give them TypeScript errors. It drives a lot of my like videos, drives a lot of my screenshots as well that I take. They're all powered by Shiki 2/, and a lot of the book as well is written using that as well. So if you look at Total TypeScript Essentials, you're going to see all of these things like pointing at a little AST node going, you know, this is of type string, for instance. So, yeah, I'm going the right way. So I have a lot of that, and they were all in kind of like messy repos, all like turning 2/ into email formatting, 2/ to images, 2/ to video. And I put them all in one mono repo. And I really enjoyed doing that, because now everything I have has the same settings, same version of TypeScript. It's all accessible in one place, all committed in the same way, and there are often scripts that sort of rely on each other and they can share code. And it is sick. It's so, so good. I debated using Effect for a bit of that as well, but I didn't end up doing it. Finished Content Garden app. Ooh, I don't remember that. I don't remember the Content Garden app, I have to say. Definitely didn't finish it. When your backend and front end are separate, are the types written by front end developers, and does it ever become tedious? Yeah, it can definitely become tedious. Your front end... Yeah, if your types are... I mean, there's so many problems there. First of all, your types... Ooh, jeez. I was pressing on accelerator when I meant to press on the brake. If your types... So, okay. The ideal situation, when you have a front end and a back end in separate repos, is that one kind of code gens from the other, is generated from the other. This is not a perfect solution, because it means that if your back end makes a commit and the front end relies on like an old version, it means the code gen will be out of sync. It's, you know, if they are actually related, they should be in the same code base. I'm a huge fan of monorepos. And that's the first way of doing it. That's good because it means that any changes in the back end are immediately propagated to the front end in terms of types. The other way of doing it is manually. Manually is fine, but obviously it's a lot more work. But sometimes manually is just better. In real life, manual transmission. But I kind of want to go automatic for my next car. I think my next car will be an electric car. Right. My fish and chips is on the way. With curry sauce, hopefully. We're in Zurich. We're heading down to Turin. We've been heading through beautiful Switzerland, delivering some tractors, I think. It's been very fun chatting to you folks, as it always is. What are we ending on in terms of numbers? Nice. This is, I mean, it's just so relaxed, these streams. So fun. So thank you so much for coming along. And we'll do this again. Let me, now how the hell do I quit this actually? I think I know how to quit. Love you, bye. I actually genuinely don't know how to quit. I think I might need to quit. Just like stop streaming from OBS and then we'll be good to go.